welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well today. So September is rapidly approaching and it may be hot outside, but I have the air conditioning on and a sweater. I broke out my pumpkin mug today and put cinnamon in my coffee. I've lit a pumpkin candle and I am just so ready for fall this year. I feel like usually I try to dampen my excitement for the fall season just to not get ahead of myself, but this year I'm just embracing it. It may be August, but I am ready for fall. And so today I just wanted to have a cozy crafting sort of day and work on a fall project. So I have a thrift flip that I'm going to tackle today. This is actually a piece that I bought last year and it's just been sitting around because I did not get to it last year, but this is a little wool skirt, which I think is so cute. I love this check type of pattern and I really like the tan and cream. I feel like a lot of times when I'm looking for textured fabrics like this, I don't love the color combination, but I really like this one. So I want to alter this to make it just a little bit more contemporary. For me, it's a little bit long and just kind of dated looking. So I have some inspiration from a skirt I saw on Suzanne, which we're going to play around with a little bit today and see what we can turn this into. This was $4.99 at Goodwill last year, so I think it'll be a really cute project, so we'll see how it turns out. But this morning I've just been trying to embrace all of the cozy fall feelings, and I even broke out my watercolors today, which I haven't done in a really long time. I used to love to watercolor. I did it all the time when I was in high school. I painted a lot, and I've really gotten out of the habit of doing it consistently, but I found a class over on Skillshare, who are very kindly sponsoring today's video, all about painting autumn leaves, and I thought it would be a really fun project to tackle as we approach the fall season, just to relax. I feel like whenever I'm painting, I get out of my head and just do something creative, and it's really relaxing for me. So this class is called Painting Autumn Leaves in Watercolor, a step-by-step approach, and each leaf that the artist has designed has its own video that's around 10 minutes. I also love watching painting videos. I grew up watching Bob Ross, so I find that very relaxing as well, and it's really fun and well organized to follow along with while you're watching the video. Now, because I only have multimedia paper right now and not watercolor paper, I'm having to let my leaf dry before I add the fine details. So I thought it'd be a good opportunity to switch gears and work on a sewing project for a little bit. But if you are unfamiliar with Skillshare, Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives with thousands of classes led by industry experts across film, design, illustration, and so much more. And if you enjoyed my YouTube channel and you're interested in learning more about sewing or knitting or any of the things I talk about here, there is a wealth of information for you over on Skillshare with a lot of classes about the very basics of sewing. So it's a great way to get started with any creative hobby that you might want to pursue. The first 500 of you to use my link will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare, and this is plenty of time to complete a class or even several. If you're doing the painting class like I'm doing today, it's not very long at all, so you could fit a lot of material in and see if Skillshare is a good fit for your life and schedule. I have had the best time learning with the Skillshare community this summer, and I hope you will give them a try as well and explore all the creativity that the platform has to offer. Thank you so much to Skillshare for supporting my channel and being a sponsor today. And now let's get into making this skirt project. So here you can see how the skirt looks now. Of course, it does not go with my sweater at all, but I just wanted to show you how it looks on. So it fits pretty well. I think the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of these side pockets because I want to add some patch pockets, and I actually think this is going to help the fit of it a little bit because it kind of pokes out a bit on the hip area. So I think that will work well. I'm going to shorten it a little bit because I want this to look really cute with tights and boots in the fall and winter. I think right now it's a little bit long for that. And then I might add a little belt to the waistline. I'll see how much fabric I have. But I think it's going to be really cute. So let's see how this turns out. Please excuse my broken phone, but this skirt from Suzanne is kind of the inspiration I'm working with. I love the little patch pockets and also the belt. Now I don't know if I will have quite enough fabric to make a belt, so we'll see. But I think this style is really cute and will be something that will work well with the style of skirt as it stands right now. So I'm excited to see what happens. So I'm creating my game plan for how I want to get started with this skirt, and the first thing that I'm going to do is actually remove the waistband entirely because I want to make the waistband just about an inch smaller so that it fits a little bit more snugly. I am thinking if I have enough fabric, I will make a wider waistband using some fabric from the bottom of the skirt. But once I take that off, it will be easier to go ahead and close up the side seams to remove the side pockets. And if you notice, there's just the slightest bit of gathering here at the top of the skirt. So that will make the fit easier to adjust rather than trying to just like take it out of the side seam with everything attached. So that's where I'm going to start, removing this and then sewing up these pockets and then cutting a bit of fabric off of the hem. And we will see how this goes. Okay, so I have the waistband removed and I also went ahead and cut out the pockets. So the first thing I'm going to do is just to close up this side seam, and since the skirt is lined, I want to open this out so it's just that outside layer. And then I'm just going to close up the stitching where that opening is on both sides. And then at the very back of the hemline of the skirt, there's still a little bit of an opening from the slit. So I'm just going to close this up so that everything is nice and flush. So the pockets are now all sewn up, and that took me about 2 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and press these side seams, and then I'll get started making my new patch pockets. So I've prepped my little pocket pieces, and I used the hem from the original skirt to be the top of the pocket, and so I just needed to fold under these 3 sides to make everything nice and neat from the outside. And I'm going to go ahead and pin these in place and then top stitch along these 3 edges. Alright, we have the pockets. I think they look really, really cute, and now I'm ready to work on the waistband. So there are already what I would call ease stitches here in the waistline, so I just gathered those up just a little bit more so that everything will fit nicely. And then I was kind of torn on what I was going to do with the waistband. Originally I had cut a piece of fabric from the hem. I thought I might make into a wider waistband. But when I deconstructed the original one, there's actually a little bit more fabric from the seam allowances. So I think this is going to work just fine. I did go ahead and trim a little bit off of each end of this. And now I'm going to pin it to the top of the skirt. So I'm going to undo the zipper here and start by placing the waistband face down against the skirt with the right sides together. I'm going to set the edge of the waistband just slightly in front of the zipper. That way I can sew up the waistband a little bit later, and that will look really nice and clean. And so I'm just going to pin this all the way around and make sure that it fits, and then I can stitch this in place. That was the perfect size, so I'm really happy about that. Okay, so the waistband is reattached, and I think I'm actually just going to leave it as a plain waistband and not add a belt. I was playing around with some different ideas, but I think I like the simplicity with this skirt. Now here at the back, I'm going to use a hook and eye to close the top of the waistband, so I'll add that by hand. And all I have to do now is to sew the hem. Now previously, because this had the little slit, the lining was separate from the entire skirt, but I think I'm just going to hem it all together just to keep it easy. So probably just folding up like this and sewing this down by hand to the lining, and that'll keep it nice and neat on the inside. So I'm gonna get all of this hand sewing done, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so here is how the skirt looks on. I think it is so cute, and I just paired it with one of my favorite cream colored sweaters. I think this is how I would probably style it a lot as the weather cools down. I think this would also be cute with some cream colored boots. I have some that are kind of like light beige color that I think might work well with this, but I feel like this is so much more wearable than it was. It sits nice and high on the waist. I think I will probably more often wear this with untucked sweaters, but this one is a little bit long and I want to be able to see the pockets. So anyway, I think it turned out really cute. I just added a quick background to my little leaf painting, so it's drying now, but I'm pretty happy with it, and I want to try the rest from the Skillshare class. Well, it certainly was fun for me to get to do a first little foray into fall projects today, and I hope you enjoyed watching as well. Thank you so much for spending your time here on my channel today. I am about to cook some dinner. I think I'm going to make some kind of nachos tonight. I'm very excited to eat food, but I love how this skirt turned out. I'm excited to wear it this fall, and I'm also excited to start a lot of new fall sewing projects soon. So I will see you in a new video very soon. Thank you again to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Remember to check them out at the link down below in the description box, and I hope to see you in a new video soon. Bye.